So happy to be chatting with my next guest, and he is in a new weight class. He's going to be taking on Tyson Pedro at light heavyweight, UFC 278, August 20th. It's Harry Hunsucker back here on the program. Harry, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. I love the fact that the spirits are high because I know you're cutting down to a different weight class, going from heavyweight to light heavyweight. What brought you to that decision, moving down a weight class? Let's start there first.
I mean, honestly, like I was almost into the zone where I could have cut my last fight, and then I ended up fighting a guy who weighed in on fight day at over 290. So like I was 235 on fight day. And then, I'm fighting a guy who cut to 265, missed weight, first heavyweight in UFC history to miss weight. And then, next day I get word that he weighs in at 292 on fight day. So obviously I was like, yeah, I probably need to start moving down in weight.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Now, did you do a test cut before this, or were you pretty confident you would make it?
I actually just did my first test cut on this past Saturday, so a week ago.
Oh, wow. So you signed the contract not knowing if that's it. Good for you, man. I guess you're pretty confident in getting down, right?
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily confident in the cut myself because I've never cut weight before. I just kind of listened to the experts around me because I got a lot of good people around me. And then I have UFC nutrition as well. Nicole's been awesome in helping me get my weight down. And like, you wouldn't believe it what I'm at right now just walking around. And, I don't really want to disclose that at this time.
No worries.
I
don't want to give anyone any advantage. Yeah.
But I'll just say that the cut to 205 is going to be very easy for me.
Is it like a diet change? Is it more conditioning? How have you achieved this, drop in weight?
It's both, obviously. I added a new MMA coach to my game this time who's made significant leaps and bounds with me over the past few months. Having UFC nutrition at my side has definitely made life a lot easier. And then, just continuing with my workout regimen. I really didn't change my workouts that much, If anything, I've kind of scaled my workouts back really because the nutrition's been in line now. So, it's really been a lot easier than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Let's talk about your opponent, Tyson Pedro, 8-3 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him?
Obviously we know that he's, had a couple of pretty serious injuries. He's had the knee injury, the ankle injury, and I don't know. Listen, man, I'm not going to do any more interviews for this fight. Like, if anybody wants an interview, I won't be doing any more interviews with them because, like, I don't really care about the interviews and I don't care about the social media growth anymore. Like, I'm going to just be honest. I don't want to cuss on your show.
But cuss
like,
away if you need to. It's totally fine with me.
There's a lot of people out here that think that I am a sandwich, dude, and think that I am an easy fight. But I fought Jared Vandera on 4 days' notice. I was hungover on the plane ride there because I fought on short notice. I was throwing up on the plane ride the whole way there. The second fight with Bam Bam was a similar scenario. Some more private stuff that I can't share was going on there. So, I didn't show up. And then, the fight that I finally get a fucking righteous chance to fight, I fight the only motherfucker in the UFC's history to miss weight at heavyweight. You know what I mean? I've not got a fair shake, dude. And I'm not making excuses for me. I'm just saying I've never said no. Whenever Mick Maynard calls Pat's phone, I don't say no. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, he's, he lost on the Contender Series. Now he's 0-2 in the UFC. Fight Tuivasa on 4 days' notice. Let me know how your fucking day goes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fight the first UFC heavyweight in history to miss weight. Let me know how your fucking day goes. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So,
yeah.
I think that Tyson Pedro thinks he's going to have an easy fight on his hands August 20th. And, there's no film, no tape, no fucking anything available on the internet that's going to prepare him for the person that I am, dude. And I'm finally going to shine as the person that I am. And that's that I should have been in the whole time.
Absolutely. Well, you touch on a couple things there. So you mentioned not doing any more media, which, by the way, thank you for doing this. I know we go back a little bit, so I appreciate you taking the interview. But have you just been upset with the media coverage? You know, people maybe not saying nice things about you in the octagon. What sort of led to you not wanting to do more media?
Well, I mean, obviously everybody's talking about like what a big pussy I am. You know what I mean?
But you can't listen to those people. Honest, people say listen. Anybody who doesn't fight, who's calling another fighter the P word, come on, man. You can't You can't listen to that opinion.
My name's Harry Hunsucker, dude. I've got thick skin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean? Yeah.
I can handle bullets coming at my head. You know what I mean? But no, the reason I don't want to do any more media is because it's not important to me right now.
Right. I see. You know, so the focus is on the fight. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, this is the only interview that you'll see come out from me. I did one interview that was like a typed conversation with another guy that
Alex Behunin. Was that him or no?
No, his name's Clay Glover.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he does a small show, and like I might do the Kelly Patrick show. That's another local show here, but like I've got a lot of guys that are reaching out to me that I don't know at all. And like, I mean, again, I know that growing your social media following is important, but dude, I don't care about that right now. That's not what's important to me, dude. Like, what's important to me right now is setting Tyson Pedro off his fucking brakes and, showing up and giving the performance that I know that I've had in me the whole time that I haven't been able to showcase.
I get it. I totally get it. Now, training camp, you mentioned keeping things kind of the same. Who have you mainly been working with? Who have been some of the main training partners?
So, again, I've continued to train with my coach, Mike Seals. He's a mainstay in my game. This time around, I've added Rob Nickerson to my game. He owns Reaction MMA, just about 45 minutes to an hour where I'm from. And I've been putting in a lot of work with him. He's been, involved in Rich Franklin's training camps. He's been involved in Chris Curtis's training camps, lots of high level pros. He's been involved in their training camps, and he's actually running my camp this time. And I've been letting him run my camp 100% this time. And like, I can't tell you what it's done for my confidence, what it's done for my fight ability, man, and what it's done for my sparring. So, I'm really excited to showcase my work on August 20th.
Love it. That's great, man.
Finally in front of a crowd too.
I was going to say, have you had any fights with crowds yet or no? Okay. Yeah. That'll make a big difference.
So when I fought Justin Taffa, there was a crowd, but I think it was maybe 100 people.
Yeah. That's not a crowd.
In front of 20,000 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree there. How's the fight playing out on August 20th? Not giving away the game plan, but how do you envision it going down?
Well, I'll just say that I feel like Tyson Pedro is going to become very frustrated if this fight doesn't end in a minute like he's expecting it to.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the last fight in your contract? Because I know this is, I believe, 4 fights now in the UFC.
I got one more. So I got the Contender Series, and then I've got 3 fights.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But still, big fight, because obviously if you win here, you get some negotiating power when you go back for that other contract, because usually you renegotiate on the last fight.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about anything now.
You leave it up to your manager anyways, right? So yeah. Pat's the man. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about anything right now except August 20th, man. I don't give a shit, dude, right now.
I'll tell you one thing you do care about, though, besides... I was going to say, I'll tell you it's one thing you do care about besides August 20th. You're going to the Rage Against the Machine concert today, man. I'm so jealous. Tell me about that. You must have been a big fan.
Well, actually, my wife is the huge fan. I mean, I like Rage, but my wife loves Tom Morello, so we're pretty pumped to be heading up there, and, I'm excited. We've been waiting since before COVID to go, and StubHub ripped us off on our tickets, and we had to buy them again, so...
What?
Yeah.
Did you tell them this is UFC heavyweight Harry Hunsucker whose tickets got screwed over? Maybe they'll change their tune a bit.
I would have tried, but they don't respond, man. Apparently, they're in a civil suit for a number of people they've screwed over during the COVID shutdown. They wouldn't refund people's money because of tickets being canceled. So,
yeah. And I imagine with COVID, there's probably no mosh pits anymore, right? That's probably not socially distancing.
We'll see. I'll let you know in a couple hours.
For sure. Are you the type to start a mosh pit, or are you someone that would just join in?
Listen, dude, whenever I go out to have a good time and party, I'm not the guy that's going to start a fight, guaranteed. I'm going to be the guy trying to keep the peace with everybody.
Yeah, you're saving that for August 20th, UFC 278. Harry, thanks so much for doing this, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, even though I know you're not super active on there. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just if you're on Instagram, that's where I'm kind of maxed out on friends on Facebook. So hit me up on Instagram. My tagline is at hurricane_Hunsucker. Shout out to my manager Pat Wilson. He's one of my closest friends now. And we've never even met in person. Shout out to all my students at my gym, all my training partners, all my sponsors. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are tuned in to UFC 278 on August 20th because it's our time to shock the world.
Love it, man. We are done recording. I've only met Pat, I think, twice. And once was like 8 years ago, and the other time was like 4 years ago. And it was just at an event. He happened to be cornering someone. But great dude. Can't say enough good things about Pat. So shout out to that.
Pat's a great person, man.